Hi, today we're going to talk to Marilis Solorzano, who is a career coaching and EdTech specialist. And we're going to talk a lot about career coaching and the role of EdTech in career coaching. And she's a very experienced career coach. And we're going to get into some deep questions around career coaching and EdTech. So, hi, Marilis.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Good. How are you? Can you provide some of your experience in helping career changers and individuals looking to upskill and secure roles in EdTech or?
Well, Daniel, when the people come to me, it's because their journey to secure a new job has been lonely and frustrating. So if even encourage someone who don't want to change their job, seek an approach, but they still want my assistance. For example, in that case, that maybe had me like some friction. I remember once that these coaches looking for me, and he said, "Hey, I want to let you help me to I don't know about find a new job and understand." So when I start to make the questions, I remember that I asked to them that here share with me the curriculum, and I realized, okay, you don't have your phone there, and I was like, "Tell me what." Oh, it's because I don't want to let anyone have my number, and I don't want to like anyone like send me a message through WhatsApp. And you, okay, I respect that. But tell me then how you prefer that the recruiter connect with you or close to you for, self. I'll give it the opportunity. I don't know because I'm not sure to accept to connect with anyone because I don't want to like just connect with me and that's it. But and I said, okay, if you want to my assistant, I'm gonna ask you that you make some things that my experience provides me that this is work. If you don't open to giving your phone number, or if you don't open to connect with a recruiter or accept the connection from recruiter, how are you gonna handle for a new job? Or you want like, okay, go to the couple of years that you go to with your curriculum in your hand and go to the office and tell to and let them to the receptionist, and he said like I remember he opened my eyes and said like, okay, okay, Mary, well, I want to negotiate that. What moment I can like give that? Okay, I know that start to a connection with someone that you don't know is difficult, but at least LinkedIn, like you can like be more secure. It's more like professional things. So I help them to like, okay, what is that you wanted to tell? What is that you want to learn? And in that moment, okay, you open to make like my suggestion for coaching. So but it's hard, and of course I've managed to help individual understand what are the areas that they need to improve, and they have to take the ownership about the process, because I can guide them, Daniel, but there's just like they have to take control of the process. They have to like understand that, okay, I'm gonna give you all the things, all my knowledge, and I'm gonna be with you side by side. But if you this week, for example, I usually meet with them just one of the week. And if you say me today, man, I don't know, I made 50 applications, I connect with 30 people, I don't know. And the next week you tell me no, I don't make any application. And it's like, okay, you start good, but you stop. And unfortunately in this thing about employability, the only thing that you cannot do is stop to apply.
So you have to motivate them a little bit to stay moving with their goals. How do you work with them over maybe some goal setting? Do you do some goal setting at the start, or do they kind of know what they want?
Usually I make like discovery questions for like short, or give me that, okay, what exactly what you do, what exactly you wanted to do in your next job. Okay. And I like to make like maybe like a prospection exercise that is like, okay, I wanted that you just imagine exactly what is your first day, or maybe what are you doing in the, I don't know, if you find the job in 3 months, what is exactly what you're going to be doing, and be with more details. For example, and that exercise I make for myself, a couple of years ago, and it works a lot. I remember that I was in a company and I have this extension for myself, like the abaya, and every time it's like raining, raining, raining. And I remember that I tell, okay, for my next job, I don't want to have like a abaya here. That the people find me for Skype in that moment. The people find me for my WhatsApp, for my Telegram. I don't know, but I don't want on my phone anymore. I'm like, I'm tired. And I remember that a couple of 2 years after that, I changed of work, and I realized that my partner, he was teaching me the office, the area, this is commercial, this is your office. And I remember I was like the computer, and I was like, okay, and here's not a phone here. And still like, okay, come on, you're asking for that. Why you asking this? I remember that, hey, in the phone here, no, Mary, here we don't have phone. The only phone have the commercial. And I'm still like, wow, that was an unblocked situation. Like, okay, Marlis, the next time you're gonna ask, you have to be very, very, very like with details.
Okay.
So, and when I shared with this story, because I have a many of that, when I shared these stories, they realized, okay, yeah, I need to work in my projection, in my expectations, and like realize that, okay, if I don't have any objective like clear, I'm gonna be in everywhere.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like fall maybe in jobs that are good, or maybe in jobs that are not good into the environment, but okay, they pay me a lot of money, so I'm gonna stay there. Or maybe in a situation that you're gonna be start with in a weekend, and you get fired in another one because you and your cultural fit doesn't go. So
it's not a match. Yep.
It's not much.
So you help them kind of identify. You want them to help identify that sooner than later, of course.
Yeah. And of course, I enjoy a lot with they and the character themselves, because that's the goal. That's the goal for when you make coaching and you start like making questions. So for example, the people come to me like, Mayor, sometimes I remember once that told me, I fail you. And it's like, whoa, what do you mean? I remember this guy, he was a crack, and in this technology team, have a great background. And when I was the coach, I remember that he don't want to open to the world. So they were like, I know they have a profile and all that, but I don't know. I'm sure I don't know what exactly how to speak. And I remember that this guy, when optimized all his profile in LinkedIn, started like rain a lot of brokers of jobs. But wow, was amazing. And he everything he told me about my WhatsApp, and man, what I'm doing? Okay, well, what are the 3 companies more top, included Amazon looking for him. I remember. Wow. And he was with another company, there was Vardes, and I think it was Semoga, another one. So the thing is that all the Semoga and Vardes, that they negotiate and increase the salary every week for these people accept in getting into the process. Even it's not like make a technical thing, just for getting.
Just to start.
Upload, yeah. And Amazon don't do that. So I tell you, okay, what do you want to do? Because you have 3 processes here and they are waiting for you. What do you want to do? I go for everything with Amazon. Yeah, okay, go ahead. I want to be with you side by side. And I remember that the last process was in like the interview with these Indian people. And I don't know what happened there, because I have a very good speaking English, and he failed. I don't know if maybe the Indian don't understand him, or he don't understand the internet. I don't know what happened, but failed. And I remember he told me, I felt you. No, wait, what happened? No, I don't know. I don't understand this guy. I don't understand anything about. He told me I screwed up, blah blah blah. And of course, Amazon tell him sorry. Next, he sent like he received an email like, okay, sorry. So I remember saying, hey, don't worry. Okay, it's Amazon. I don't know. I know they can be heard because come on, it's a great company. Everyone that it is the point too. Everyone that start to looking for an employee doesn't know that how looking companies, because only we have the big ones. Meta,
Yeah.
Facebook, Google. We want to go there, but hey, before you want to get there, you have to like work here.
Do some preparation, right?
Yeah.
So
And this guy have the opportunity. Okay, we don't have the time. Like, okay, do the process, but the end the moment, please write to the another companies because I'm very sure that they're gonna open and receive to you because you are a crack. And that's it. He's work I think in Semoga right now, green and great salary, but it was like in the bad situation, you must learn how like okay, I'm gonna give you the I'm gonna turn around and give to my best for another process, and that's what happened with him. The people here in this situation about the coaching things that okay, you're gonna be with me, she's gonna be with me every time, but also I'm gonna be with you in the bad moments, and I'm gonna give you the best thing in the best moments, for like you okay realize that what you screw up. I don't know. I have better internet. Okay, why you don't connect your cell phone? I don't know. I'm gonna give you solutions, but I'm gonna give you that you understand that you can like make better in another situation. That's what happened.
So give them the little skills that they need to get to the next step, because a lot of them have the skills, but maybe they're not sure of how to put themselves in the right position, right? So in terms of maybe, upskilling them, or, like micro skilling them prior to that experience, what types of work do you do with them in terms of just kind of ensuring they have the essential technology kind of skills to kind of help them be in that position? Do you do any specific work with them to kind of get them, are they, do they have specific skill gaps that help them get in that position? Or do you see that a lot of them just need the encouragement and the motivation?
Well, here in my part of a coaching, it's more like soft skills and how like they be like communicate their ideas and all the process. But also is the technique part. But that depends, because if you are not developer, or you don't want to become to developer, but you want to like that your job or your professional came with this ecosystem of startups, you have to like identify what the skills are like transferred to here.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I don't know, I'm a secretary and I always like typing, and I'm typing with with my boss, with all the company, and I like make like a lot of suggestions and all that. So you have like the typing thing, like the ability just right there. So maybe that ability can to transfer to a customer success for chat into a service like CRM, because that's some skills that you can transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Here in this environment, and not a lot of people like, okay, they have to be this in January, have to be that. Some maybe another works like it's more operation. You can like do it that here.
Yeah, and you have to sometimes just, someone who comes from a specific work environment might feel a little stuck with their skills when they think they have to try something new in a different environment, right? And so if they need someone like you to help them say, well, that type of work is very similar to this other type
Usually
of work.
there, I enjoy to like, for example, I have people that came for this oil and gas environment, and he's stuck. Like, Mayor, I made this boot camp and I don't know because I have this background, and I'm saying like, okay, but tell me more. What are you doing? Well, it was like a typical day of that. No, I made the I don't know, training for people. I don't know, have many homeworks that you can make in that. And I'm still like, okay, do you realize that you have leadership, you have training, these things soft, you can bring them to here, to in this environment now. Maybe it's a oil and gas a company like very traditional, but I can very sure that there is startups that I'm in that in line that you can like that bring that background and share here, and it's like the profile like unicorn that the recruiters want to find. That is difficult, but you want to find that. And it's a very good match.
Right. And you can probably support them, if you don't have a certain technical skill, they can acquire it and improve their technical skill on the job if they have some of those transferable
Other
skills.
companies, they like, okay, for example, I have another story that this guy, for that I remember that he was looking for a job, but this guy is like biomedical or something like that here. It's a strange career between medicine and biochemistry. And this guy have a great background. Have like, okay, I have my authority here with my profile, and he was always invited to make conference and that. And when he come to me, he tell me, I wanna like, how can handle the conference, because I wanna that they know that what I'm doing right now. And I continue, okay, in this event, they tell you exactly the things that you want to speak, or you are like free to speak whatever you want. No, I'm free with the one. Okay, if you are free to choose how to speak, then you can, the pains of your sector.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know the pains of your sector, how you, with your knowledge in technology, you can fix them. And I'm very sure that maybe you're gonna go out with clients that get or maybe some medical have a private consultant. Okay, hey, come here. I know you speak about that. I need that, and you fix them.
You help them and you show them the way. Yeah. What advice would you give to someone looking for kind of a career coach or someone who to work with them in a maybe the career transition or an upskilling situation where they maybe were looking for something different, or maybe they're a college student looking to enter the workforce but maybe needed some extra support? What would you suggest when looking for someone to kind of support you from their perspective?
I usually go to them with a question. Okay, if you want to change, what exactly you want to do in that environment, in that company, or in that specific space? Because if you don't have that clear, you're gonna be in the Red Sea. You're gonna be there and okay, I go ahead something or not. But if you are in the blue sea, you are more specific. Okay, Mayor, I just wanna I wanna help the world.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have a guy, remember that he from the 82, and he telling me, Merlis, that I don't wanna work with this marketing or printed. I wanna know, and specific told me that I wanna know that here in my room, typing and make models, I know that I can save the sea and with the garbage that right now that we have. And I say, okay, keep it in that clear, because we must be looking for companies that are making something like that, or ONG or foundations that are working for how handle this garbage and these things. And it was like a prospection. It was like exercise. He made that. And it was very powerful. I remember that 2 days before he told me, hey, Mary, something that still happened. And I'm nervous. And it's like, okay, what happened? I after we speak about what exactly we want to do, 3 recruiters with different locations, because we're speaking, this guy was in Latin America, and they speak about Europe. I think they speak about Japan and another country, and tell them that, hey, my company is make models for handle the garbage in some sectors, and we want to bring people here to model this, and of course let the ships go and take the garbage. And say, I'm nervous because the exercise, when you tell me that you do that, and I was very sure it was like a door was open. That's it. That's it. You open the door, and when you open the door, wow, there's another world here. I didn't realize. And this guy, I'm very sure that I think he's in Australia right now, because he's helping to the sea.
Wow.
It was very clear. Before you want to make a transition, you have to have an object. For example, for me, when I wanted to start to work remotely was for 2018, the pandemic and the things even closer. And I remember that I told to my husband, you know what? I don't want to like continue working in with office. I'm like tired. I don't want to. Okay, what do you want to do? Okay, I'm sure that I want to work from home, and I'm sure that when my second kid came out, I'm sure that he's gonna like knock the door and be here in my meetings. It was like prospection. And even if I will start to recruiting, it's just like it was my goal, and that's it. My second kid came here into the pandemic in August, and he knocked my door. He get into my meets and all that, and everyone know he's not in Latin America because he's my dream. That's my dream. Okay, I'm gonna handle. I'm gonna work for him. I have my motivation. My motivation is my family. I'm gonna be more closer for my kids, and of course, with my background in HR. Okay, what exactly are the transfer? Are the my skill I can transfer here, and that's where I start recruitment.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's great. And that's, figuring out what you want and how you're going to make it happen, and figuring out what those next steps are, and opening the door for people and letting them know what they can do next. And then they can see the world of possibilities. So, so with the role of career coaches or professional development or career learning, and that area evolving and transitioning, what do you see with the context of integrating technology, potentially addressing biases, or promoting ethical and cultural considerations related to, with career coaching, technology is playing like such a larger role. Careers are definitely demanding technology skill, but at the same time, there's, ethical and cultural considerations. What do you see as important in that theme?
I think the values for each one of us is important. I think that you must take like a little match for the values of your company, because if you're like not aligned to do that, maybe you're gonna in the first day or the first week, that's good, I found the job, but after 2 or 3 weeks, it's like I'm done some things or not. One of the things too also is like learn to communicate. Maybe when I'm coaching young people, they don't have these communication skills like very easy, and it's not like because they don't have like how to make a job, have to work with your leader, have like for example when you go to the office in the procession, you must like typical things like knock the door, good morning, and let's have before coffee. That things they don't know about that. Usually, I suggest to the young people that hey, go and learn how like
Right.
it's like get up very early, take a bus, go for lunch, go and see the people faces every day. That you have a lot of type of leaders, and you decide after that, okay, I want to continue because I like the personality, or okay, I can move on to a remotely. But what we are we're adults, we have that.
Right.
We have like the protocol, we have like the okay, I speak with this for this, I'm gonna speak with this. But in some moment, for example, for me, it happened that in the middle is like it's not too young, but it's not too old. But then he's like very like lost in that part, and like, hey, come on, we have to like communicate well. If your boss say to you, hey, Daniel, please give me the info that I shared to you yesterday for mail, and you say, okay, sir. Okay, your boss tell you the order, but please don't like assume things. That's what happened in this virtuality. Don't assume things.
So some of the social skills are really,
yeah. For example, I told to him, okay, Daniel, see, I have asked you to use to give me your info, the email that I sent to you yesterday. I sent to you like 5 emails. So your homework is like, okay, don't assume and say, hey, man, you gave me like 5 things to do yesterday, and I really, I check this, and this. Which one of them? It's not any one of them, or is one? Oh, it's this one. Oh, okay, great. I send to you. That don't come to me. And then that communication doesn't work a lot with the young people. But
Okay.
we all here, but with the adults, we have like this, and we have the commitment, and we have motivation because a lot of us have family. So we are a person that we're gonna give you the best for the company. So hey, the things that we want is like more like stability, that we have like our payments safe and all that, and that is the things they have to learn, the young people.
And some of the younger people will learn those things, with more experience, and
Yeah.
and they'll adapt. And do you see younger people resisting some of those experiences more, or how do you feel like they handle it when they're in their first time? Like, do you see any trends with that? Like younger people maybe more resistant to the office environment than they maybe used to be? Or do you see any?
I see a lot of people. For example, I have a career coach that she retired for go to move to Europe. I remember for Spain exactly, and I remember that she told me, I'm not very sure because I only know work remotely.
Okay.
And she do it great because he have a great mentality, and she have very gurus. Obviously, of course, one of them was me. Like we like doing and molding and have to like make a crack. That this girl was amazing, and she told me what do you suggest to me, and I tell to her, you know what, you don't ever have the experience to work professionally, and I think that it's a great opportunity to see if you're like you're gonna be in Spain. Um, you're gonna like prepare like your food. I don't know. That seems you must have to that. So
Some
maybe
people are
for me,
more into it than others.
yeah, yeah. Some guys obviously don't want to like I want to remotely, and that's fine. That's okay. But if these guys have the opportunity for example, this audience that maybe are listening to us, if you have the opportunity to work and presential, go and learn how it's work. It's not for the job that you're gonna do, maybe tapping or reception or whatever. It's because you must understand how is this in office environment. The
Right.
things, the good things, the bad things, the things that don't like, the things that you have to organize to the time, all things that maybe the when you're remotely are like, okay, I wake up and this is the computer and we're in pajamas and continue the day. No,
Mm-hmm.
here in the presentiality is more like, okay, I can wake up
And
early, go making fast. Maybe I'm gonna break, maybe I know, I don't know, but yeah,
yep. And the
you have to,
interactions with people in real time, and
yeah.
if
It's not the same when your boss give you a feedback in front to
right,
you or with
right.
the laptop. It's not the same.
And you're not necessarily just reading it in an email. um and that's a big difference, like,
Yeah.
and also how you respond to that, like, does that make you, if you're not familiar with that experience, you're definitely it's a learning curve. It's a
Mm-hmm.
learning curve. So now with technology and education, for career changers, what do you see in your experience around, with career changers and individuals seeking to upskill, that are coached and supported to adopting new teaching? What have you recognized from a career coaching experience around their ability to acquire skills in technology and learn tools? Are there things that you would recommend to people, if they're looking to make career changes or looking to kind of transition? What types of technology skills and also maybe potential tools would you suggest?
Well, I suggest first one, I encourage them to subscribe to newsletters to stay updated, and not only in Spanish, just in English too. I think that in this moment, how these things about work change, you must to open your eyes, not only for your countries, just in general. So I think it is like very, very important that the people do that. Also, I think that okay, I start to follow some like profiles that are very like and know about these things about technology. And it's not like okay, this guy or this girl speak well. No, it's the know the performance, know the background. What make this person to the point A to B to the point C? Where that's all the trajectory is important because if you are making a transition, well, when I made the transition, I don't have models to follow. So for me, it was like, okay, like interaction and try another one. But here that the people is like more open to receive information, I suggest that, okay, follow that people and learn how they grow out, learn what they change, learn what they technologies use. And of course, listen to podcasts or anything about them because it's a model to follow. Now, you must understand in the coaching that okay, maybe we want results very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, and hearing in my experience, find that their new jobs or new careers maybe in a month, 50 days, but also 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. Everyone have a process. And maybe and then when the people have like 6 months, 9 months, man, but everyone like do it and I don't do it, and hey, everyone have the process, everyone, including me.
They learn it on their own a little bit. They kind of
Yeah,
find their way. They find their way once
exactly.
they start. So you suggest that they, there's a lot of available information out there that they look for what they're interested in. They follow people that give them, kind of more information around the field they may want to go into, or more information around what they're kind of interested in. Find some experts to kind of, read and keep up with. What do you think are your particular strengths with career coaching from your experiences that you've provided people from your own kind of style of career coaching?
For me, the empathy, the listen up, that okay, that happened to me before. like I can help you because I think that I have the authority because I have more than 2 years experience working with companies, working in presential, working remotely, working with the startups. That's we said in the startups that 1 year working in a startup is like 5 years of talk, something like that. And I given to them my experience. For example, one of the things that came to me, and it's not for young or for adult people. Everyone like, oh, Marlies, is that I don't have an English. I don't know. I don't say, I don't know how to say my name in English or whatever. And I always like tell to them this for me because I like full of stories for myself too. And I tell to him, hey, you know what? When I start to find a job here in this environment, a lot of things that happen for me for my English because okay, we are Latin. We are in that moment in our school, it was not mandatory like understand or speaking English. And when you realize you need it to learn. That's a truth. But how you learn? Okay, you have to like go and accept every opportunity that you can have for speak with the person, even if you don't have anything, even a word to say, at least you can educate your hearing. And that's what happened to me. I remember that I started like a lot of I have many opportunities and many interviews when I start to find a job here from home. And I remember that the first, I don't know, 3 months, I was like very frustrating because, hey, come on, I have experience, I have this, but the English is not very for me. And I changed my attitude. And that's one of the things I wanted that to learn to everyone that you have to change your attitude, even if not in English. It's just the attitude to apply for a job. If you apply for a job, for example, have many requirements, and you say, okay, I'm gonna apply, but I don't know, they asking so much, I'm gonna apply, and that's it. That's what happened. That's it, and that's even your clothes or something. But if you change your attitude and say, okay, these 50 things, I have 5. Okay, I go for it. I'm going to apply. I'm going to connect with the CEO. I'm going to connect with the recruiter. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm here. I'm present. The attitude change.
That's the attitude.
For me with English happened that because, okay, it was like I'm stuck in that. And I say, okay, you know what? The next interview, I'm going to think that I'm a student, and my teacher say, okay, this is the test in life. Come here. I'm going to make a question, and what happens? And that's what, okay, I start to take that opportunities to speak with another person, how they speak with me, how they work. I don't know, some points, and after that I get better. And every time, incredible. My work right now is not in English, 100%. But when my coaches asking for me for practice interview with them, of course I approve that, because you must always practice.
So what would you say to someone who is, potentially, maybe nervous about maybe their English skills or their interview skills, or, I'm thinking of someone who has maybe, been working on their English skills and maybe going for a job, or, not even just, language skills, but it could be anything. What would you encourage them to do as a career coach to kind of take that next step to kind of give them some confidence in going for it?
It's a great word, the confidence. How the confidence can work when you are in that position. For me, I like to make that they doing our job is like, okay, who is the company? Okay, you research the company. You realize that the company, for example, we are here in Latin America, the company have a lot of people, I don't know, for Peru, Argentina, so they say, yeah, they get hire people for everywhere here and there. Okay, that's a point. And start the confidence to okay, at least for being here in Latin, maybe they're gonna see me with another eyes. Okay. After that, I say, okay, what is the role? For example, I don't know, role for front developer. Okay, let's find people that work there that have that role.
Gotcha.
Check 2 or 3, and check the background. All we have a initial. All we have a background. We start with from 0. So when you realize that 3 profiles, they usually are not even close about the job description that you are applied for. Okay, okay. I'm relaxing right now, because I know that the company have to put all the requirements, because that's it. But I know that maybe are flexible to listen to me and what I can provide to them. I remember a case that this guy was very, very concerned about the interview, because he was with me in this meeting, because he asking me that I need your help because I'm in panic and I need to work. And I remember that he came to me and he said, okay, what is the company? The company, for example, called Adia. Okay. But Merlis, I don't remember, and that's is important. I don't remember that company even applied once. I don't know how they got my data. And I said, are you sure about that? Okay, let's gonna check the I make the exercise with him. Okay, I'm gonna share with you the screen. I'm gonna make what would you do in your situation. So I go to the page and I realized in the part of down, he said copyright times. And he said, hey, Matt, just a moment. I remember that I did apply to that times company. Okay. He go find the portal. It was CompuTrabajo, I think. And yeah, that was the company. So he made what I went to then tell you that, okay, it's going to find 3 profiles and see what happened. What are the backgrounds?
Go for it.
And it's unbelievable, because the 3 profiles that we just go for anywhere was the first time that they have job in that company. But for the first employee. So when he saw that, he's like, wow, now I can go with totally, because I know this company gonna give me opportunity and depends on me. That is a
Right.
company that's gonna teach me, and maybe it's not a very good salary, but he's gonna give me the first opportunity that is very
Right.
difficult. And that's
Right.
it. And this guy in the afternoon, he wrote to me and said, "Hey, Maris, I get it." And
And
he started to.
I think a company that also is going to give you the opportunity is also going to give you an opportunity to grow too.
Yeah,
Right? If they're
there's a lot
gonna,
of companies that gonna give you that. Not gonna give you money or maybe some benefits, but I'm gonna give you the experience of working and have these tags and the KPIs and the OKRs. They're gonna give you that, and that's why maybe in a transition, don't accept a lot. Hey, I have my background. I had this salary. I've been growing this. I don't want to start this from zero, but yeah, if you want to like change your career, obviously you have to start from zero. And maybe it's gonna be a good salary. They're
right.
gonna give you the opportunity to bring all this background and put together with the technology.
And they need to recognize they're bringing their background and all those transferable skills and those experiences. So as much as they may be starting maybe with a lower salary, they're getting a new opportunity to develop new skills that will add value to their career.
Yeah.
So now, with how do you help someone who you're coaching? Are there specific things that you think about when aligning their goals? So when you're maybe they're transitioning, they've set a new goal. How do you work with them? Maybe it's the new industry, they have a new goal. What kind of specific things do you maybe point to? You spoke to some of them, like maybe it's the confidence with language or the confidence with developing an interview skill. If are there some unique areas of goals people might have that you really feel like they need to target in on? When you're working with them, what other areas do you think are important that you can help with as a career coach when they're looking for the next opportunity? It could be, technology skills. It could be, I want to end up in, maybe some people are more specific with what they want right away. What do you do to kind of align them and kind of get them, narrow them down?
Usually in the coaching you make a lot of questions. So I start to understand the context of this, how this coaching came to me. And I usually, okay, tell me what what were you doing before, during, and now for this transition. So they start to like, okay, tell me about the story of their life. But I start like realize that okay, these people maybe he tried a lot of things and he gonna try the technology, but he gonna give you like a deadline because if don't work for him in 6 months, he just moved to another. So in that moment, that when we realize how as a coaching that how was the commitment of these people. So that's for me very important for understand that. Now I can provide to them like this guy and said I can give you like some techniques very specific or something very specific for came closer to that recruiters, to the CEOs, that the employability skills is that you have to like have very you have to make a lot of things at the same time, but everyone in the right moment. For example, you're gonna start to find a new job. Okay, what are the things that you have to do? You have to like check your LinkedIn profile or your curriculum. And when you're optimize that, okay, I have the specific two tools. If, for example, you're a developer and maybe you have to prepare a portfolio, your GitHub they have to be like very optimized. Okay, now use the second step. For a person that is not developer, what exactly do you want to do? Okay, there's start the abilities, and I help them to identify that abilities they want to like in another new job. Or for example, how to connect people, or they open or they close to every event in technology or even in startups, but they can like okay, what are the goals or what are the skills that have another person, they have the same age or have my same profession. For example, they have a maybe a degree, what I can do for them. It's like I said before, the models. So I have them today to identify that and well, the exercise of prospection, or like they know themselves. You believe that you know yourself, but when you start to like answer powerful questions, for example, okay, what are the motivations? Why you want to change your career? Why you want to make this transition? Are you sure that you want to live your growth? Are you sure the reality that when you start to like apply a job, you are start from zero? When you're start to make that questions, the people can have two choices: or continue with me, or continue and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna stay here, right here, and where I'm right now, and that's okay. But if you wanna like go, I'm gonna be with you in all the steps until you find your placement, when you find your job. But you have to like be patient, because everything in this life have a time. When
Yep.
you get pregnant, you have to wait 9 months for me this baby face. So every time it never change, it spends sometimes. For me, for example, when I'm start here in this environment, for me, I think it takes me like 1 year, I think, because I don't have mentor, because I don't have coach, because I don't have model to follow. But I know that I have the placement and everything what I learned in the university, and that interaction is start to me like, okay, I better and get better and get better and get better every time until I find my place. But here with the coaching and of course with the mentor, it's more like quickly, but you have to make patience.
And you're also you're figuring out as you go along too with how you feel where you want to go. You know, you're using your intuition and you have a sense of where you want to go. And so what you do is you help them develop a little bit of an action plan, a little bit
Yeah,
of a little bit
action
of
plan and tax very specific, because for me then in a part of coaching, it's like the commitment. Okay, I'm gonna give you the plan. We're gonna like move here in 1 2 3 weeks, and in the time, of course, because some other people transition are working and maybe they don't have a lot of time, so they have to understand that the short time they have, for example, where we are in the bus, or when we are, I don't know, lunch, of maybe before that the typical meeting of take a coffee in the kitchen of your office, that times you have to like, hey, here in your phone, start to find or read something before that, because you have a plan. But if you want to still continue the same, don't find a coach and go alone, and then that's what the results are.
right. So, and you know, you want them to really take a level of ownership over their direction, so that
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because if the people don't have the ownership, they're gonna like blame the politic, the environment, the, oh no, it's that mayor doesn't work, doesn't have for me. No, it's that you don't have yourself. I'm gonna like give you like the options to open your eyes and your mind, that you must to do that job.
no, that's great. That's great. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in career coaching? You know, especially with the new technology, working with people can be difficult at times, motivating them. What are your what are your particular passions and focuses with career coaching?
Well, my inspiration was starting in the university. uh, for one of my courses, I made this outplacement course, and I realized that here in Colombia doesn't exist that. And for me, when I was start to make the recruitment, I realized that a lot of people, I knock the door and answer me bad, or don't have that power skill as communication. They don't have anything about that. The curriculum, my God, I see in my entire life a curriculum that it's just unbelievable, but it happens. And I try always like be closer with the people I recruited, or with my coaches, very closer. And I tell to him, okay, come on, this curriculum doesn't work. I've been there, because I have the ownership to say, hey, you know what? I've been there when I take the CV for in the office. I've been there. I've been there where I make or pay for on a platform for Mailbag CV, and I have to pay every time for make a change. I'll be there. I'll be there for a lot of situations, and my curriculum is not the same when I'm start to looking for a job that like how I send it right now. So when they realize that I've been like there, they go, okay, I understand. If you did it, okay, I'm gonna follow your guidance and continue like adapting the CV for in a moment that okay works for me and I can share with everybody because the people when make the for example the curriculum, you ask them to about their goals and they just they know they don't know anything about the goals. They
Mm.
just say that I'm here typing to some code and that's what happened my entire life until they get fired, for example. But when you start to like make the powerful question, for example, like, okay, did you know what that code have something here in my cell phone that I can check? But for what's that for? So and then oh no, Mel, that's that homework I make. They usually have a button for I don't know upload the photo and whatever. But that's a goal. That's something that you can see and you can sell. But the people just like it's like automatic things. It's like
Okay.
there and when they like go out, oh my god, now how gonna go do? How gonna do? It's not easy. And that, even that's why we are here like in this career coaching. We given a lot of us in this role.
You are,
And
and
and the payment that we receive is that okay, thank you because you changed my life.
mhm.
That's the people want saying me that okay, it's like my inspiration, my motivation of the day.
That's great. Yeah, and I can tell by listening to you that you also have the soft skills, that you need to help them navigate the situation too, because I think if a coach is probably too firm or they have a level of expectation that's different than even the person they're coaching, that could be difficult. And I can tell with you, you're really, thinking about them as individuals and guiding them, towards that might be a good success for you. And I think that keeps their minds open too, right?
Yeah,
Which
I'm
is,
shaking. I'm shaking every month. I'm in there, man. This that I have this CV and I make all this in your. I know this course. I be there. I do it. I did it, but we have to like move. Is but for me, it's the motivation is okay. I'm working from home. I'm changed life, and and that's why a lot of my posts is like recommending things for everyone because it's not like secret formula or something. It's your actions that you must do every day for you become for you become a great skill of employability because actually is that it's a skill
is
and you have to like learn how to handle this.
yeah. Yeah, no, it is a tremendous skill and a highly needed one because it's one that people don't find in themselves a lot, especially to get that next opportunity. So, and you talked a lot about, different people kind of having different experiences. Could you talk a little bit about your experience with recognizing how the world has changed? And with the changes in the world, how does that change the way you've worked with people in terms of, people from, cross-cultural backgrounds or people from diverse backgrounds who, still want to kind of have opportunities, and how do you kind of facilitate or navigate those type of situations to help them transition?
As a career coach, I think that we don't we can be stuck. Like we always be like make upgrades about how knowledge. So for example, in my case, I love and I be like subscribed to a lot of newsletters, of course, in United States, and I joined to a lot of events and networking because I in that moment I realized there's some companies that still need the people where I guide. So when I realized, because I'm in the middle of the people and the company that needs, in the middle that this person need a job, I realized, okay, you know what? You're gonna knock at this door, and you're gonna start like follow these situations, for you become a great like candidate for that job. Or even if it's not a job posting, you have to like show in what you're like expert and how the technology works. For example, I have this. Usually, I use suggest to my coaches that, okay, if you I can help them to identify what exactly are these like environments or these type of companies to need them. But of course, for they like knock the door, get in, and start a process is another one. So in my role, I figure out how it's here, and I bring them for them. Yeah, I love you're here in the middle for provide that information. And that's what I tell to the people, hey, you have to learn, you have to check notice, see what happened there. Is the only way that you can like start to make a process, and a very good process, and start find a new job.
So, Marilis, what do you feel are the biggest challenges with working with career changers or people who are seeking out career coaching and adopting new technology that can support their career? Some of these I'm sure can come from their background and some other, maybe prior experience. But what have you recognized as some of the biggest challenges for career changers, and how do you help address them?
Okay, I think that the major challenge include the age-related concerns. Someone find difficult to understand that part. Maybe when they get fired, experience, or maybe that status are in different field. So they're essentially starting a new technology sector. At this point, I think that individuals must decide whether to embrace the challenge, knowing that we need to rebuild their careers or stay in their current situation. Those who adopt these technologies, usually they bring a unique work structure, and the many younger individuals maybe not. So in my case, I support them by sending texts, sending deadlines, and monitoring the progress week by week. I think that is very important, like for they like handle this. Or another challenge too is like, okay, the motivation and the environment of this coaching. Because for example, and sometimes happen to me that I'm the only support that don't gonna judge them for the change, then gonna be there side by side, even when this very sad, I'm gonna motivate,
Sure.
I'm gonna up loud, and but maybe the family don't. I
Right.
have cases with the kids, usually tell me once tell me, "Mer, I'm sorry, but I was lost because I was start working, but my dad's my parents just give me out of the house, so I was like trying to make with the little things that I received start to survive. Now I come back home, so I can like start to paint, something like that." So it's like also the environment can be like very very distractful for the person that wants to change. Porque, for example, your company, your wife, your husband,
Mhm.
why do you want to change? You're okay there.
Right.
All these roles in your company. Are you crazy about that? But when the people when this situation happened, they're also support of me because, hey, I've been there. I've been
Right.
there, and a lot of times, many times that I went like, I don't like to count, but it's difficult when the environment close to you, even like, what are you doing? You work from home? What is that? In my case, I remember to the 80s when I started to work from home. I remember my dad, of course, telling me like, what do you mean that you work from home? You are staying home with your kids, and them say, no, I'm working from home. I'm working as a computer. I'm connected with people. I'm speak with them. I help them to find a job. See, I work from home, and I made this. I make a difference.
Mhm.
Okay. Also, I'm stay here in the house with my kids because I prefer them that way. But also, the environment can be very, very toxic for that.
Mhm.
Now, I
So,
want to
no,
like agree center more that in when you are in the adult professional work, one of the most difficult things is that initiating conversations. You have like, it's like very that part difficult. Maybe when you are in an interview, okay, you must speak. But when you are like in a transition and you wanna like go to an event and want like, okay, what's happening here and see what maybe how start a conversation is very difficult. So in that I help them to then how like, okay, how you can handle an event and how you can connect with people, how you can speak with them. Remember, take a note about the name, connect with them in LinkedIn, remember who you are. That seems that usually it's maybe more easy, I think, for the women's, but sometimes the men's, okay, I tell to with my coaches that are men, go along in the event, go along. And they say, why? Yes, because if you go to a friend, you're not gonna speak with anybody.
Right.
You're not gonna know everybody. You're not gonna like close to understand and speak about what they're looking for. You're not gonna do that. You must go along. And so, and
it's their passion too. So it's what they want. So if they have to, it starts early, right? You have to kind of identify that you want this. You know, it's your motivation. So, you know, to kind of close up, we, you know, are you seeing any innovative methods or technologies kind of moving into career coaching? Even AI, you know, AI coaches are out there now. Like, you know, I've heard talk about, you know, people at their workplace even having like AI co-pilots and, you know, different, you know, components to kind of help support, you know, kind of that coaching experience. So what do you see as kind of the future of coaching potentially? And, you know, how do you see that as, you know, how can you leverage, you know, maybe some of the new tools that might be available, and also what do you see as the next big step for coaching and career coaching?
For me, the you can join the technology with the coaching is fantastic, but also you have to be careful about that. For example, in my case, I usually suggest, okay, we can do, for example, I don't know, with ChatGPT, okay, put your curriculum and maybe it's matched with you with LinkedIn with the post or something. You can like learn from that, but also it's not like you become dependent of that opinion. I think that still we're gonna need people as me that we're helping to like throughout all the situations about, including when the people is working or that maybe the ENA don't gonna answer to you like, hey,
Right.
my boss just gave me a negative feedback. What am I doing? No, the
Right.
ChatGPT don't gonna answer that. But
And
then people,
it's not going to be as supportive as you are with the nuance with understanding the environment.
yeah, then people like me is gonna be like very like important in this moment because we have the experience. We are being employee and we got fired. We got like given a bad feedback or receive a good feedback. We have the experience that maybe now you find a lot of people that is like career coaches and all that. But also, if you are looking for one, I suggest to everyone, hey, know the background. If it's the first things that these people know, these people doesn't know about the experience about working with some
Right.
company, with the startups, with anyone. These people just assume something and maybe can say something good, but it's more for but it's gonna be more for views and likes and don't give you a support individual that you need.
Mm.
You can find people. It's not like, okay, you can like, hey, find me now.
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna
It's
find a
more.
coach, know the profile of this person,
Yeah,
their
definitely.
recommendations, the
Yeah.
connections. It's not like I see a lot of career coaches that have a communities of followers like the triple of me. But for me, it's more important to know the people that came to me and say, okay, I know that I have done it here. I know that we can do something here in future. I want to like the people that came to me and then see the things that I'm sharing, learn something and learn and maybe like feel that they know me more for everything that I share with them because I've experience of life and experience working in some in different environments and I can help them to them.
No, that's inspiring. Yeah, you're very talented, very knowledgeable, and I appreciate you, coming and, being on my video podcast here. And I know you have a lot of things coming up, in terms of speaking and connecting with a lot of different, types of people. Can you, just tell me a little bit about what you're thinking about your future goals are, or projects that you're involved with, related to coaching, unrelated to coaching? What's next for you?
Well, my near future goals include, well, of course, continue support all the people that want to like make a change of their lives and help them to take that decisions. As a project, I would like to continue, well, of course, educating on employability, soft skills, and self-learning. I think that it's important to the people have these self-learning too, to learn how to do that. Because for me, it cost me a lot because for the information and how you can like find something that works for you, because there's a lot of information. And what else? Well, this Sunday I have I have conference for a community that all women. It's called AIinEducation, and I'll be there and speaking about how is the successful or the leadership for the women here in Latin America and more in here in Colombia. So that's like my near and my projects in this moment.
Very nice. Very nice. I appreciate you taking the time with me. This has been a great chat, and it definitely informed me more about, Latin America and their, your specific experience, career coaching, and what you're seeing as the trends with technology, what you're seeing as the trends with, interaction with individuals who are seeking out career coaching and that whole experience. So I appreciate your time. Thank you, Marilis.
Thank you, Daniel, for inviting me to your podcast, and I really appreciate this space. Thank you so much, and well, all the other thanks for listening to us.
No, and she's easy to find on LinkedIn too, and I'll put the link in the chat. She has lots of amazing friends as well. So,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.